I'm starting a 100 pages a day reading challenge. Day 1. This is day 2. This is day 3. It's day 4 of my 100 pages a day reading challenge. I did it. I officially completed all 4 books in the Neapolitan series. I'm starting a 100 pages a day reading challenge. In my last 2 videos, I finished the first 2 books of the Neapolitan series, My Brilliant Friend and The Story of a New Name. Now I want to keep going and read the last 2 books in the series. Both are quite long, about 500 pages each. So I have about 1,000 pages left in total. My goal is simple: read at least 100 pages a day until I finish both books. I will update my progress every day and whether I reach the goal or fall short. And I will also share my thoughts about the book as I read. This challenge won't be easy, even though I'm almost done with my classes this semester. I still have 1 final exam and 2 presentations, but I'm really excited to do this reading challenge because it pushes me to read more efficiently, scroll less on my phone, and make use of every little pocket of time. I did several 100 pages a day reading challenge during my summer break, and I still can't believe how much I read. These challenges really helped me stay focused. As for the books, I talked a lot about the first 2 in my last 2 videos. I love the first 2 books. Reading them felt like watching a really good movie. I'm really looking forward to diving into the next 2 books. What will happen to Lila and Lenu? Let's begin. Day 1 starts now. Yesterday I read a little bit, so I'm starting from page 23. This is day 2. Yesterday I read 105 pages, so I reached the 100-page goal. I'm on page 131. 27% through the book. The story picks up right after the second book. The first 100 pages of the third book focuses mostly on Lenu, and they made me think a lot about how childhood experiences can make a lifelong influence on your character. Even though Lenu has physically left the neighborhood she grew up in, the people, the environment, internally she hasn't escaped it. It still shapes her thoughts. The insecurity and the loneliness are still there. I can really feel the sense of fragmentation between her outward success and her inner world. Another thing that stands out is the reality of that time period, how difficult it was for a woman to raise a child alone, and how hard it is for anyone to completely break away from the environment they came from. In this third book, I feel like there is even more of Lenu's inner thinking. When she reflects on people's personalities, it feels deeper and more complex. Okay, time to keep reading. I'm so happy I reached the goal on day one. So happy for that. I will keep reading. This is day 3. Yesterday I read exactly 100 pages. After that, I ended up watching football. It was Thanksgiving yesterday. There were games on all afternoon. But anyway, I still reached the 100-page goal. So happy about that. Right now, I feel like reading 100 pages a day isn't as challenging as I originally thought. The thing is, when I don't have a goal, I tend to drift off and start doing other things after reading just a little bit. And then time flies. But this challenge really helps me stay focused on a longer period. With a clear goal in mind, I keep thinking about it throughout the day and try to use my time more efficiently. As for the story, I'm now on page 230, 47% through the book. The stories are happening when Lena and Lila are about 25 years old. Life during that period in that society was very difficult, and Lila especially is going through a hard time. The young people around them are also getting involved into political movement and trying to spark a kind of revolution. What impresses me the most is the relationship between Lila and Lenu. Even though they have spent years growing apart and living separate lives, the bond from their childhood hasn't disappeared. When Lila is at one of her most difficult times, Lenu is the one who steps in to help her. I don't know what will happen next, but I keep thinking the title of the book, Those Who Live and Those Who Stay, and what it means for their lives. I will keep reading. Talk to you tomorrow. It's day 4 of my 100 pages a day reading challenge. Yesterday I read 70 pages, so I didn't reach the goal. No excuses, but I'm determined to read more today. I'm now on page 300. 61% through the book. The direction of the story isn't what exactly I expected. It's not mainly focused on Lila and Lenu's relationship anymore. Instead, it also dives into other themes: marriage, politics, social movements, and the scope feels much wider, but I'm still enjoying reading it. The story is so intriguing. What stands out the most is the way Lenu reflects on herself, her insecurity, jealousy, selfishness. The narration from her perspective is incredibly vivid, letting us see her thoughts with so much honesty. There is a line that really captures her character. I, in spite of all that had changed for me, continued to feel inferior. And there is also another quote from Lila to Lenu that I think is so sharp and so true. Each of us narrates our life as it suits us. I keep thinking about that one. Okay, those are my thoughts for now. Time to keep reading. It's day 5 of this 100 pages a day reading challenge. Yesterday I read 100 pages, so I reached the goal. I actually finished the reading right before going to sleep. And honestly, the moment I hit the 100-page goal, I thought, okay, finally I can scroll on my phone now. I'm on page 482% through the book. Right now there is one thought I really want to share. I keep wondering what Lila truly feels about Lenu. I feel like I still don't truly understand, and it seems much more complicated than it appears on the surface. Their relationship is never simple. The more I read, the more questions I have. I'm going to keep reading, and I will try to finish the book today. This is day 6. Yesterday I didn't reach the 100-page goal. I read 74 pages. I'm now on page 474, which is about 96% through the book. I read on the train and finally finished book 3, Those Who Live and Those Who Stay. Book 3 doesn't focus on Lila and Lenu's relationship as much as I expected. Instead, it centers mostly on Lenu, and we get to see her inner thoughts in a really raw, unfiltered way. Through her reflections, I could clearly see the reasoning behind each unethical decision she makes toward her friend, toward love, and toward herself. In my opinion, she's often not fair to the people around her, but that's also what makes the book so interesting. The author portrays Lenu's interior world so honestly and vividly. The characters continue to be my favorite part of this whole series. I've been enjoying this book so much, but if I had to choose, My Brilliant Friend is still my favorite of the 3. Now I'm moving on to the final book, The Story of the Lost Child. Let's see what happens next. It's day 7 of my 100 pages a day reading challenge. Yesterday I read 88 pages of the 4th book, plus 13 pages from the end of the 3rd one, so I reached the 100 page goal. I'm now 16% through the story of the lost child. I'm going to keep reading today, and hopefully I can get through even more than 100 pages. It's day 8 of the 100 pages a day reading challenge. Yesterday I read 102 pages, so I reached the goal. I'm now on page 191, 34% through the book, The Story of the Lost Child. Right now, Lenu is the main focus of the story. Reading her perspectives makes me think about how much a person's view of the world depends on their character. Lila tends to say things with a kind of sharp clarity, sometimes even positively, and she's decisive, always in control of her own choices. Lenu, on the other hand, often views the world through a negative, competitive lens. It's frustrating at times, but also incredibly realistic. The author's ability to portray Lenu's flaws so vividly is amazing. And Lila continues to move me. She sees the weakness in others, but she's still someone who can embrace people and help them, including Lenu. I will keep reading. See you. It's day 9 of my 100 pages a day reading challenge. Yesterday I read 100 pages and reached the goal. I'm now on page 291, 52% through the story of the lost child. While reading the section about Lenu's mother being ill, I found myself feeling a bit irritated. Lenu's behavior in those scenes bothered me. She came across as insensitive and strangely detached. It felt like while everyone else was trying to deal with the situation or find solutions, she was making things even more difficult. It gave me the impression that she didn't really care about the people around her. That's just how the recent chapters have made me feel. I'm going to keep reading and see where the story goes next. This is day 10 of my 100 pages a day reading challenge. Yesterday I read 124 pages, so I reached the goal. I'm now on page 415, 74% through the story of the lost child. At this point in the book, I finally understand what the title means, and it hit me harder than I expected. I'm going to keep reading today, and hopefully I can finish the book. This is another day, and I did it. I finished the book on day 10, which means I officially completed all 4 books in the Neapolitan series. What a reading journey. When I closed the last page, the only thing I could say was, what a story, what a life. I kept asking myself, is this really a novel? Or is it close to a nonfiction? So much happens across those 4 books, so much complexity, emotion, and honesty that the characters feel almost real. I know that long after I finish this series, I will still remember Lila and Lenu. Lila her intelligence, her strengths, her contradictions, the impossible challenges she faces, her love for Naples, and that fierce fire inside her. And Lenu, her envy, her ambition, her self-doubt, her constant battle between who she is and who she wants to become. The character writing in this series is truly a masterpiece. The psychological detail is so vivid that I often felt like I was reading someone's private diary. I'm so happy I stuck with this 10-day, 100 pages a day reading challenge. It really helped me stay focused and read more intentionally. In these 10 days, I finished Those Who Live and Those Who Stay and The Story of the Lost Child, a total of 1,055 pages. I hit the 100-page goal on 8 out of 10 days, and even on the 2 days I fell short, I still made progress. If I had to choose my favorite from this series, I would say Book 1, My Brilliant Friend, and the last one, Book 4, The Story of the Lost Child. They felt the most powerful to me. One introduces the magic of this world, and the other one brings everything full circle in such a heartbreaking, unforgettable way. I'm really glad I documented this journey. I hope this video is helpful or inspiring to you in some way. If you like it, don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.